fuck the Oscars, you know? Fuck the Oscars! Fuck you! I'll tell you! And there's like...
About Hideo Kojima, the creator of Metal Gear Solid, and tonight's industry icon.
We are most powerful when we come together, united by our common love for the art form.
So Josh, the next category is Best Performance, which is an interesting one. I've always had a fascination behind like voice actors and motion capture actors and actresses for video games. So this category is awarded to an individual for voiceover, acting, motion, and or performance capture. And the nominees are Ashley Johnson as Ellie in The Last of Us 2, Laura Bailey as Abby in The Last of Us 2, Daisuke Tsuji, I hope I said that right, as Jin Sakai from Ghost of Tsushima, Logan Cunningham as Hades in, you guessed it, Hades, and Najee Jeter as Miles Morales in Spider-Man Miles Morales. So,
this is a great category. I do want to ask you, because I'm not sure, but Daisuke, did he do the English Jin, or is he the original Japanese voice actor?
That is a great question. I'm going to assume, and I could be very wrong, that this is
Google it right now.
Yeah, I'm going to assume it's the English guy.
Yeah. And
I'm only saying that because this is like all American. You know what I mean? Like you wouldn't give it to Ellie in Japan. You know what I mean? You give it to the English one.
So it's definitely the guy that did the face for Jin.
Okay.
And I actually think this is the Japanese voice actor, because if I am not incorrect, the guy that did the English one was actually an actor in Man in the High Castle.
Oh.
So I think this is different. I don't know. I don't want to take too much time looking.
Well, regardless, he did the motion capture. He had to have.
Right. He did the performance for it. Right.
So, all right, listen. I've played 4 of these 5 games. I wouldn't honestly give it to Miles. I wouldn't give it to Najee Jeter. I think that despite this being his own game, showed more emotion in the original Spider-Man when he lost his father. I don't know. I just don't think that this is his place to shine. When you have Laura Bailey and Ashley Johnson right there, who put on an incredible fucking performance. Visceral.
Yeah. So I think, can we just not throw them away is not bad, but I think this category comes down to Ashley Johnson and Laura Bailey. Can we agree with that?
Absolutely.
Okay, so let's talk about that.
So, could we get spoilery or no? Should we?
I think we almost have.
At this point,
I think the game's been out long enough.
Yeah.
And I think there's some things that are spoilers that we need to discuss to make a decision here.
Yeah.
So.
Spoiler warning, spoilers for The Last of Us Part 2 ahead. Right after this, spoiler warning, get out of here if you didn't play Last of Us Part 2. Go play it and then come back. Spoiler warning, spoiler warning. Alright, you've been warned.
So, Joel dies.
Well, spoiler warning.
Yeah. So, Joel dies, and you get an incredible performance from Ashley Johnson as she's watching her father figure be brutally murdered right in front of her. And then you have Abby, which is Laura Bailey, who also just so you hate this character. You fucking hate her because of what she did to Joel. And not only because of what she did to Joel for Ellie's sake, but because of what she did to Joel for your sake as the player who experienced playing as Joel in the first game, right? So you just hate this fucking bitch. You hate her. But they make you, and they being Neil Druckmann, Naughty Dog, and Laura, they make you kind of like Abby a little bit because you get her side of what's going on, right?
Dude,
you find out what happened to her father. So,
this game, which again, I know it's going to we're going to talk about it more in the game of the year thing, so I'll just focus more on just the characters right now. These two women do an incredible job at making, at least they made me feel and experience things in a video game that I haven't in a long time. I felt so torn playing this game for multiple reasons, right? And it's like, they're like waves, right? They're like intersecting waves that start at different points and end at different points. Ellie, I fucking love Ellie, man. She's one of the best video game characters ever. In the original Last of Us game, dude, I'd fucking, playing as Joel, I would do anything for Ellie, right? I would compare her almost to like the child in The Mandalorian, right?
Yeah.
Fucking loved that kid.
So much character behind
great.
her. You know, she had an attitude.
And now in Last of Us Part 2, I started the game like that, where I'm like, fuck yeah, Ellie is my girl. I love her. Ride or die. And then she starts making decisions that I'm like, what are you doing? Like, I compare it to the scene in like episode 3, like Revenge of the Sith, where Padme's like, you're going down a path I can't follow. Yeah. And that's what I felt like playing her as this game. I'm like, Ellie, you're doing things that you can't be doing. I don't like this. I don't agree with you. I'm like, yeah, like I love you and I get why you're doing it, but come on, man. Like let's stop. And the nail in the coffin with that is the decision that she makes at the end of the game to go get revenge on Abby. Dude, when that happened, I was like torn. I was like, Dina, like fucking kill her. So, like, what are you doing, dude?
Yeah, and at that point, you have to, so if you don't know, at that point, you already have played as Abby for so long now.
Right.
That you get her side, and that just fuels you to like want Ellie to stop, because you're like, dude, you don't know, like it's over. Just let it stop. It's over.
And where I started the game as I loved Ellie, and by the end of the game, Ellie was a different person. I didn't recognize her, and I didn't like her at the end of the game. Abby, I started the game, fucking hated Abby. I wanted to do nothing but kill Abby. I hated her. Disgusted me. But by the end of the game, I sympathized with her. I empathized with her. I felt her pain, and I'm like, damn, like, okay. Like, let's call it a wash. You both suck. You did terrible things. That's it. Let's be done. And where Abby was done at the end of the game, she didn't want revenge. She didn't want to fight anymore. She was finished.
Broken. She was not even herself anymore.
Physically and mentally, both of these women are broken, changed, and completely different characters by the end of the game than they are at the beginning of the game.
Yep.
And that is a testament to both of their individual performances. The single best voice performances ever in a video game, both of these people.
Yeah.
So picking a winner between them, for me, that's very hard.
Yeah. It is hard. Although, I think you got to give it to Ashley Johnson as Ellie. That's just...
Wow.
That's me. And I think that because... I think you play as Ellie more. At least I feel like I played as Ellie more. And I think that what you said, where she's making decisions and you're like, stop, like, don't do this, is a testament to why she should win. Because Ashley knew that what Ellie was doing was wrong, but still portrayed it as what she was doing was right. And to me, A+, that's acting.
Yeah. Man,
she knew.
It's so hard. It's so hard to choose, because I also have, I have played as Ellie more, including the previous game. I think it ends up being about equal almost in this game. You probably are as Ellie a little bit longer because of the opening sequence stuff.
And the ending.
And the end. I also, by the way, think the girl that played Gina,
Dina?
Or not Dina. Dina, I think she could be nominated for this category too.
Yeah, I think her name is Shannon Woodard. I think. I don't want to be wrong, but I think
she gave an incredible performance too.
Yeah.
As did everybody in this game. I think Ashley Johnson is going to win. I think my personal choice might be Laura Bailey, though.
It's fine. It's fine with me.
I agree with everything you say about Ashley Johnson. And I almost don't even know if I am jaded by the actual character itself too about picking that, but Laura Bailey just, yeah, I mean to literally, I mean I viscerally and vehemently hated Abby, and even at points, and I think that's how it was designed too. I'm like, why the fuck am I playing as her? I don't want to.
Yeah.
I don't want to be her. I don't like her. And then by the end of the game, understand, empathize, get, and support a character like that I started literally vehemently and disgustingly hating. Not only is that a testament to the writing and the directing and all that, but Laura Bailey's performance. And I think that's a very hard thing to do, to completely change a consumer's alignment with a character.
Yeah.
Right? Like complete 180. So.
No, you're right. I think that, listen, Laura Bailey is a phenomenal voice actress. She's been in so many things that I love.
Yeah.
And I think that, she's one of the greatest of all time. Now, the only thing that makes me not say Abby over Ellie is I still found that Abby was an unlikable character.
Okay.
And that's not necessarily Laura's fault. She was just playing the role. I just didn't, even in the end, I knew what Ellie was doing was wrong, but I still did not like Abby. But it is what it is.
Yeah.
That's it.
I understand what you're saying. I got you. But yeah, so do you think that Ashley Johnson is most likely to win as well?
I think so, because Laura Bailey is already so celebrated in the voice acting world. I think this would be a huge win for Ashley Johnson, who voice acts.
Well-deserved.
Oh, absolutely. She gets a lot less credit, and I think that she also takes on a lot less roles. You don't see her as often as you see Laura Bailey. So just off that alone, I think Ashley's going to win. But yeah, that's it.